Hey guys, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, it's me, and today I am doing a video using my phone. I have no idea what the hell that was, so let's actually take a look. Oh. My beautiful Dexcom G6 is reporting an error. Wow, imagine that. So, I'm actually kind of glad this happened. Yeah, you see my makeshift studio light in the background. But, yeah. So this is one of the many things that I absolutely hate about my Dexcom G6. Constantly throwing errors, constantly telling me shit's wrong or not working or whatever. And I actually should call Dexcom to let them know what's going on. But I want to make this video first, so fuck Dexcom. I didn't even have that planned. I've actually just been sitting here at my desk in my living room / office area that I have set up, drinking my Starbucks that I actually got on sale for $1.99. But it's Starbucks, damn it, and I'm a frugal shopper. So anyways, yeah, I decided that I wanted to try out doing a video on my old iPhone that I have. And this is actually my everyday phone. This is a Samsung Galaxy S7, and this iPhone is a iPhone 6S or something like that. It was my sister's boyfriend's, and he gave it to me when he upgraded to his 10. So, anyways, yeah, I just wanted to do a video utilizing this as a recording device. What I normally use is my Sony Bloggy, and this thing came out like 250,000 years ago. No, I think it was like the top of the line model in 2005, but I like it because it has the swivel screen, and I can sit there and look at myself in the viewfinder or whatever else. I have a couple of other Sony Bloggies. I have one that has like this adjustable camera, and then I have another one that looks kind of like the old school flip cameras, where it's got the viewfinder on the back and then just that on the front, and then you have to talk into it and hope that you're lined up in your shots. I started off with a flip cam, and I got that back. God, they were still in business when I picked it up, but the camera that I picked up was originally like $175 or $200, and I picked it up at Walmart on their clearance rack for 50 something bucks. And that's what I used for the longest time to do my videos and my editing and stuff like that. And then I went out and I got a RCA Easy Share that was like this little tiny square camera that had a flip out screen. And I just find that I like the flip out screens better for just doing random everyday vlogging or whatever, because you just flip it open and you have your viewfinder here. You're not hoping to see things through like a little tiny screen, and I like it because it can flip back on yourself. A girlfriend of mine who does webcamming and vlogging and stuff like that for a profession, and that's what she does, she told me that she liked her Sony Bloggy, but that you had to have incredible natural lighting or whatever else in order to use it and come up with good quality film. Well, I haven't discovered that I needed direct sunlight or direct natural lighting, well, you see my pic or the videos that I do. Most time it's done in my bedroom or whatever. Sometimes when I do it in my car or I'm filming from my living room or whatever, you know, there's a window here and a window on this side, so I'm like right in between two windows, so I don't know. Anyways, it's what I have, it's what I use, and right now the stand that I have you on, or have the phone on, is actually one of those Gorilla tripod things, but it's not the Gorilla brand, but it's one that can clamp onto whatever, and it's actually attached to a tumbler that I usually drink coffee out of. The other stand that I use is this cheap little guy right here. Has these like extensions, but this came with something. I can't even remember what the hell it came with. I think it actually came with the bracket that I'm using on the Gorilla, but you can pick these up at the dollar store, and they're aluminum, not the best quality, but you know, for $1 and a quick little tripod. Otherwise I use an old school big tripod like this. Yeah, this guy right here can get up to 5.5 feet tall, and so I usually have this with my camera on it, and then I have another tripod somewhere over there in the collective that I use for my makeshift ring light that I created. And this is completely not where I expected the video to go, but I guess we're talking about vlogging and how I make my magic work. And just some of the tools that I use. Honestly, I don't even know what the original subject of this video was going to be, but it's turning out to be how I do what I do. So yeah, I'm a bit of an amateur photographer, and I love having cameras and techno geekery and stuff like that around. So I'm always picking up cameras or electronic gizmos that I find at yard sales or thrift stores or whatever, like my little 5 megapixel Canon, or Casio, my bad. I thought this was a Canon for some reason, but this is the Casio Exclaim 5-point megapixel digital camera, and I love it. It's a great little pocket cam, takes amazing pictures for only being 5 megabytes, or 5 megapixels, yeah. I can't word. But I picked this up at a thrift store for $2, and it had a memory card in it, which I have since upgraded. The memory card that was in it was like a 256. I'm like, wow, how many pictures couldn't you take with that? I upgraded it to a 2 gig. Still not a lot, but I find that the compression on this camera actually allows for a lot of pictures to be taken with the with only a 2 gig card. The other thing that I really loved about this camera is that it came with a dock. So with this dusty. So with this dock, you can connect it directly into your computer using an old standard printer cable type situation, and you could do the photo sharing button and it transfers your images directly across. This is mainly I only use this for charging the camera up on, and you gotta kind of like wiggle it and balance it in there in order for it to even like really work. But for the longest time, that's what I was taking all my pictures on. And then I upgraded to a different camera, of which well, this isn't the camera that I originally upgraded to. This is like the third or fourth camera that I picked up. Good Lord. So, this is my new standard camera. It's a Fujifilm, and it's the Fujifilm FinePix S, 14 megapixel, and does really great quality of pictures. Has an optical zoom, not a digital zoom. So, well, it has both optical and digital. And it can take up to 26x super wide shots. Really cool camera. Traditional batteries, the AA or whatever. It doesn't have just a power pack, which I wish it did, and this one has a 4 gigabyte card in it. And then I have just another little point and shoot camera that is my tradition, or it's my everyday go-to camera. So when I don't have the Casio, I have my Canon PowerShot ELPH 330HS, and I do videos on this as well, but mainly this is my point and shoot that I grab and throw into my pocket. And all the videos and pictures that I took when I was in Alaska was done on these two cameras here. I actually lost this camera on the boat, and thank God for people who are honest, because this camera could have easily slipped into somebody's pocket and I would never have found it again. But what I did is I created a text file that I put all my information into that said, if lost, please return to, and gave my phone number, my email address, my sister's phone number, her email address, her physical address, my physical address, my mom's physical address, my mom's phone number, and her email, and all that other stuff. Now, one thing that most people don't know is that every digital camera leaves a digital footprint on the pictures that you take. So, when you take a picture, it is encoded with a special number called an EXIF number, I believe. And if somebody was to have stolen my camera and they uploaded pictures from it later on down the road, there are websites and free software that you can download that track any camera that has, or any digital picture that has been uploaded from a camera. This camera here uploads directly to the internet as well, and you can control it through your phone. So it also has an IP address. And so had I lost it, I could have tracked the IP address and all that other stuff, and eventually, hopefully, got my camera back. But thankfully, like I said, somebody was nice enough and sent it back to my room. But oh my god, I was so pissed off and scared because all of my pictures was on this camera, because it was just the quickest, easiest camera to pick up and go, where the other camera, as you can tell, is bigger and bulkier. But I found out of the two that I preferred this camera over this camera more times than not. This is I'm going out and taking pictures of wildlife, or doing like photo sessions type camera. This is my, hey, I'm going to Disneyland type of camera. So yeah, I have tons and tons of little cameras everywhere. And then this is my other little camera that I have. It is a Canon, what is this, PowerShot A1400 HD. Now, I haven't really used this camera all that often. I actually just picked this camera up because, well, it was there and it was fairly cheap. This one has an 8GB memory card. So I don't know why the one that I use the most has the smaller of the two cards. How much? I don't even know what size card this one is. What was it? Oh, that one's an 8GB too. Okay. So here's how thrifty of a shopper I am. These three cameras cost $4 total for all three of them. $4. And it came with this really cool carrying case. $4. So, you know, I've had people talk out of their ass on other videos like, oh, well, if you can afford this, that, or the other thing, then you can afford to do this, that, or blah, 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 or, you know, just complete total hater stuff. But this is what I'm telling people. I am a shopper. I do things as cheaply as I can. Out of everything that I've just shown you, the most expensive device, this guy right here. I paid $60, and I don't know if that was including shipping or whatever, but I know it came out to like $60 total. My other cameras, my other Sony Bloggies, I paid $20 total for them. One of them I picked up for $10 with free shipping, and the other one I picked up with $10 and like $5 in shipping. So $25 for two different cameras. This is another old camera that I used to use all the time. This is a Memorex, and this is kind of like the flip camera that I was telling you about. This is like real no thrill camera. The reason it's all dirty is this: I had these like rhinestones and I had blinged it all up around here, and this is just the gunk that's left over. But you know, for what it was a really great camera, and for the longest time it was my go-to camera. It has a rechargeable battery, so all you have to do is pop out the USB hoopla thing, plug it in, charge it up, you're good to go. And it has internal memory also, I believe. Yeah, it's got internal memory. I don't remember how much memory this thing has, but you know, it was one of those. I think I picked this up for brand new. I think I paid $15 for it. But you know, it was one of those let's get a new camera thing, and it was a better upgrade than what I had. So a lot of times people ask me, you know, how expensive is it to blog? How much money do you put out? This, that, and the other thing. And you know, you don't have to have a lot of money to start off being a blogger or a vlogger or whatever. You know, it can be yard sale, thrift store finds, whatever. Like the phone that I'm recording on now, this was a hand-me-down. Still great quality, still all the high-end features and specs that you would expect and from Apple. So, here we are. But yeah, if you guys decided that you wanted to get into blogging or vlogging or whatever else, it is really simple to do. Now, the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com, that is completely free. The only thing that I pay for is the .com every year, and that's about $20 through GoDaddy. Back in the day, GoDaddy used to be amazing and would give you out all these special codes and stuff like that, and you could get a .com for 99 cents a month and then get a renewal code where instead of paying the $14.99 plus all the additional taxes and stuff, you could renew for like $5 or what have you. So that's about the only thing that I pay for now is the .com for that. And I also have another .com that I pay for that is completely separate from my blogging and stuff. But you just do what you got to do and make it work. And so this video, I guess, is turning into a you don't have to spend a lot to make it look like you got a lot type of a situation. And I think I've shown you my ring light that I made. I spent maybe $20 putting it together, and most of the stuff that I used to put it together I got at the Dollar Tree, and it is a large wire wreath form for making your own wreaths and stuff, and then a set of string patio lights that I picked up at Walmart for $12.88 or some Walmart fraction. It wasn't any more than like $15, but I think it was like $12.88 for 40, or no, it was like 10 or 15 feet of lights. And then I just wrapped the whole form in tin foil and then wrapped the lights around it and then zip tied it and clipped it. And you know what? I don't even know where I have that at right now. Oh, here it is. Oh, wait. Yeah. So this is my other tripod that I keep this on. So this is my light ring. But see, it's these LED rope lights, and then this is a wreath form, and I just wrapped it in the tin foil, and the reason you put the tin foil in there is to give it more reflectivity. And then I have this bar that will stabilize it when I have it on the tripod, and also gives my phone mount a place to rest, or I can use the Gorilla guy to grip onto there, and then this just plugs in and you have an automatic ring light. So instead of paying upwards of $300 for one, I was cheap and MacGyvered myself one, and I've done videos where I've used this. The light that I'm using along with the natural lighting that's going on right now is actually a solar powered LED light bulb that has a little hook. This is actually for camping, but you just twist it and it makes a connection, but there's like no electronics in this whatsoever. You just tighten this down and it turns the light bulb on. So I use this for spotlighting stuff, or when I'm taking pictures, I will use this to kind of manipulate whatever I gotta do. And in this case, I have this setting on a rack that is behind the camera that I have, that is set up right now. So then that way it provides more natural light. So yeah, I mean, you guys just got to do what you got to do, and that's what I do. I fake it until I make it, for a lack of a better term, but I'm not really faking anything. I'm just doing everything on an extreme tight budget. I like to do things, you know, yeah, I would like to spend $300 or $400 and get a professional ring light, but had I not just shown you the ring light and you see the pictures with the ring light on versus with it off, you wouldn't know any difference. It still gives you the halo effect in your eyes and all that other stuff, and like, because I didn't opt to get anti-glare or anti-reflective, you can see it in my glasses. But you know what? Who cares, right? So yeah, that's what this video has turned into, is a do what you can with what you have available to you. If you'd like to get into blogging and stuff like that, I could do some videos on that, but there are millions and millions and millions of videos on YouTube on how to start blogging and how to do it for free or close to free. My most favorite blogging platform has got to be Blogger. It is part of Google, and you can connect it to all your different Google services like Google Photos, and I think you can even connect it to your Google Drive and Google Docs. I'm not sure, but I have everything so integrated. Like whenever I start up a new blog or a new website or something like that, I spend about a week developing the back end and connecting everything, so I can't even tell you what all has been put into Hello Cupcake. When I first started Hello Cupcake, I actually started it on WordPress, and then after WordPress started getting really bitchy about it, and I was using the free version of WordPress, and they started getting really bitchy and restrictive and saying, oh, well, you can't do this and you can't do that because you have the free version of WordPress right now, and if you want to do this, then you have to take it off of WordPress.com and host your own and blah 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 and hooda hooda. And for a while there, I had a viewer who actually was paying for me to have a professionally hosted WordPress site. And he even hired a staff at one point to write some articles for the blog. Back about 4 years ago, give or take, there were like professional blog posts about diabetes and diabetes education and stuff like that that was coming across, and that was from the team that he hired. But at one point I got tired of that team, because what they were doing is they were going through and deleting out posts that I was putting on there, and in the process of deleting out those posts, it was taking away that personal aspect of the blog that I had, where I was just talking about my normal day-to-day feelings and thoughts and whatever else that I was going through, which is the original format for the blog. And so I would put all this thought and feeling into a blog post, post it, and then 2 or 3 hours later they would go through and they would delete it because it wasn't working with the algorithm that they were putting together or some bullshit like that. And I told them, look, you cannot delete any information that I put on there. long story short, I ended up firing them, and I then hired somebody off of a website called Fiverr to clone my WordPress site and transfer it into a Blogger. And yeah, long story short, I now am on Blogger, and I love it because I can make a post and then set it and forget it, and I use other software that distributes it and so on and so forth. But yeah, so there, if you would like to ever see a back end video of what goes into making a post, hit me up and I will try to record me putting together a video, what I use for editing, how I edit it, and all this other stuff. But I don't pay money for software or for the ability to do this stuff. All the software that I have is free or has come with my computer. And yeah, that even goes for Photoshop. I use a really old, outdated version of Photoshop that's free from Photoshop, and it's Photoshop CS2, back when they first started creating the creative series. So yeah, that should let you know how old this is. I was using Photoshop CS2 back in college in 2001, 2002, part of 2003, and 2006. So, it's an old version of Photoshop, but it still does what I need it to do, and whatever else. I'm always looking for free programs that help me automate my day-to-day life. I just found out how to use Microsoft Office for free. And if you guys want a video on how to do that, put it in the comment section down below, and I will show you how to utilize Microsoft Office for free. And if you want a Microsoft alternative, there's tons of alternatives, and I can show you some of the alternatives that I use. I do have Microsoft Office on my computer. I actually have two versions. I have the Office 365 or something like that that came with the computer that requires me to do a registration and subscription or whatever. And then I also have Office 2013, I believe it is. Yeah, I don't know where that installation CD is right now, but it was one of those yard sale finds. I picked it up at a I picked it up at a thrift store for 50 cents. Oh, okay, so it's Microsoft Office Small Business Edition 2003. I picked this up at a thrift store for 50 cents, and it came with the key right here. And so I got a full licensed actual Microsoft disk with the key and everything for 50 cents. So this is the version of Office that I use. Now that I know how to use the free online 2020 version, or whatever they're calling it now, I'm probably going to start using that. But I like using the older version of Word because it's what I was taught on, it's what I learned, and it's before they had all the fancy ribbons and all that other stuff. But yeah, there's tons of alternative to Microsoft Office and stuff like that. So if you would like me to show you some of the different alternatives or whatever, put it in the comment section down below. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Again, I'm sorry for how long this video is and the direction it turned. I really honestly did not mean to turn this into a how-to or what I do video, but that's just kind of how it came out. So that's the joys of being completely unscripted most of the time. Well, all the time. I'm never scripted unless there's something that I genuinely need or want to talk to you all about. Then I might make a couple of notes and like, oh, okay, so this is where I want to go. But anyways, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put them in the comment section down below. And if you haven't done so already, hit like and subscribe and hit that little bell notification icon so that you are notified whenever I put up a new post. As always, thank you so much for watching this video and for being subscribers. If you would like to connect with me further, you can send me an email at hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Michael Scott Peterson, S-O-N, not S-E-N. And you can connect with me on Twitter. That's Hello Cupcake, the number 4 and the letter U. And hit me up on Facebook also. Just look for Hello Cupcake It's Me. And I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.